What's going on, everybody? It's your boy MIA, here to save the day. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So, guys, focus on what you're good at when it comes to dealing with women. That's when it comes to meeting women, interacting with women, dating women, seducing women, whatever you're trying to do with women, focus on what you're good at, bro, because the issue with the internet, it's a blessing and a curse. I always say that. You got so much different advice, but all of this advice is either coming from personal experience, but I'd say majority of the advice is just coming from what they heard from somebody else that sounds cool. I'm here to tell you your best advice is going to come from yourself on what's getting you results. So when it comes to meeting women, if you're good at meeting women online, do that. If you're good at meeting women in person, focus on that. If you're good at meeting women at the bar or club, go for it. Now, you guys know that I recommend nothing beats meeting women in person in the daytime, but obviously I'm not oblivious to plenty of guys out here getting results, meeting women online, in clubs, sometimes even in friend groups as well. So to each his own. The simple term that there's 100 ways to skin a cat, that's the same way when it comes to smashing a chick. There's 100 different ways that you can do it. Figure out what works for you. I want to give you guys an example. Think about the SAT. Think about a test or a standard test that you had to take in school in order to graduate or to get into college. If you're not good at math, why would you focus on math? Literally, when you're taking the test is usually timed. They're going to give you only so many hours to complete the test. Why would you go to the math portion of the test knowing you're not good at math, knowing that you don't like math, and really wasting so much time trying to get the math problems right when you're really good at English, you're really good at reading, you're really good at the writing section? Focus on what you're good at, and I guarantee that'll be enough to pass the test. The tricky thing about something like math is that if you were really good at math, not just math is going to help you pass the test. That's the same when it comes to dealing with women. If you're really good at one thing, not just that is going to allow you to sleep with the woman or get into a relationship with the woman. But if you're good at it, you can capitalize on it. It's just like someone who has 5 different side hustles. Side hustles are tricky in my opinion, and I got side hustles my damn self, so I'm going to explain what I mean. If you have a lot of side hustles, but they're not really making you what you want or should be making, then you might have to reconsider some of your side hustles. Unless you absolutely love them, that's a little different. Because if you were just really good at one thing versus someone who has 4 side hustles that they're okay at, if you were to focus on that one thing, give it your all, you could out earn all of those side hustles in less than a year. That's the same when it comes to dealing with women, guys. I want you to improve. I want you to understand that there's different avenues that you can get women. I want you to understand that there may be an area that you're good at, but you're too nervous to try out or expose yourself to, and that could help you out. But for me, and this will get, I'm just going to get a little honest with you guys. When it comes to being sexual with a woman, I love sucking a chick's titties. That's what I'm good at. That's one of those areas that I know that if I'm able to get on her titties, oh yeah, it's going down. I'm finna fuck the shit out this chick. We finna get it on. Also, that's kind of similar to a chick's neck. But one thing I'm not good at, one thing I don't like doing, and one thing that I don't do is going down on a chick and eating out her coochie. So I'm not going to try to fake it. I'm not going to try to impress a chick by doing that. I'm not going to go to a territory that I don't like, that I'm not good at, and try to focus on being good at it, because I know that it's not going to play out how I want it to, and I know it's not going to play out how she wants it to. I can do enough work with them titties to where she can imagine that I'm doing it down there if that's what she likes, and that'll be enough to get her wet, get me nice and solid, and then we can get it in. So that's what I want you guys to think about, is what are you good at? When it comes to meeting women, do you get a lot of results meeting women online? And also, not only results, are these the type of women that you want to meet? Are they online? Or do you get a fair amount of results in person, but these are the exact women that you want? Every guy has that niche. Every guy has that thing about them that they can focus on and they can capitalize on. If that's the case and that's you watching this video, focus on that. Get unstoppable at that. You don't want to be good at a whole bunch of things. You really don't even want to be great at a whole bunch of things. You want to learn to be unstoppable. You want to know that this is your playing field, and anybody that gets in your way, you're going to crush them. You're going to kick their ass. Nobody can compete with you in this area. If you're able to get to that level when it comes to your dating life, then you have that sense of confidence of knowing no matter what, I know that I can meet the type of women that I want to meet in this area, in this arena, in this field, in this location, in this city. Get in your zone, guys. Find out what it is. Now, I know there's a group of guys that maybe watch this video and like, bro, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't get that many results online. I don't meet that many women in person because I'm afraid to approach. I don't like going to the clubs. I don't drink. So I don't know what I'm good at. Well, for you, my friend, I say you need to put in some work. You need to put in some action. You need to stop watching these videos and apply what is being said in these videos. You guys understand that the difference between you and the guy that you want to be, or the type of results that you want to be, is only one difference. That difference is action. That's the same when it comes to a guy that's starting a business versus a guy that's successful at a business. Is that the guy who's starting a business, he may not have even started. He may have just had an idea. And I just dropped a video on Patreon similar to this. So if y'all want to hear a more in-depth concept on this whole action aspect, make sure you sign up for the So Fresh So Clean Patreon link down below. It's the first link below. But think about if you had an idea, and let's say you had an idea 20 years ago, 15 years ago, where you was like, man, instead of a taxi, it would be cool if I could just create this app on the phone and people could get rides who don't have cars or don't want to drive because they're drunk. They could literally just get picked up in a car by a stranger, as long as they're verified, and that stranger can take them home for an amount. You may have had that idea, but there was also someone else that had this similar idea, and they called it Uber. And now they're profitable. Now it's a multi-million-dollar company, and now it's working in command. Uber, you ever heard of it? I'm sure you have. That's the only difference. Y'all both had the idea. The person probably thought, this may not work. I don't know how I'm gonna start it. I might start it out my own car. Then I might start getting some friends and family to help me out. But eventually, I want to set it up to where it's a real deal business. And now it's a multi-million, probably billion-dollar business. It's universal. There's a lot of people trying to imitate it, only because the guy who created Uber took the action to figure out how to make it possible. That's the same when it comes to dating. That's the same when it comes to this advice. You guys look at some of the dating coaches and some of the content that you see out there as gurus, as PUAs, as whatever you want to call them. All I say is these guys are taking action while you guys are not. It's also the same when it comes to content. If you're consuming so much content, you need to also learn to contribute content. What I'm doing right now is I'm contributing value. I don't care. I don't want $1 from you guys. All I want you to do is like the video. That's all you have to do. It's something free. It's something easy. If you can't do that, then it's going to be, no wonder you have shit results with women, dude. If you can't like the video, if you can't subscribe, little simple, free, easy things while I give you this free value. Now, obviously, if you're serious and you want to take it to the next level, you got things like Patreon. You got things like Buy Me a Coffee. You got consultations. You can join the channel. But I'm not demanding that. I don't care if you do it or not. The guys who are doing it are going to get the results. The guys who aren't doing it will still get the results, as long as they're willing to give some type of value their self into the world and into the women that they're talking to. With all that being said, guys, focus on what you're good at when it comes to dealing with women. If you can master that, kind of like I mastered being able to stimulate a woman through her nipples, you're going to get results. I'm telling you guys, if a woman lets me get to her nipples, I know I'm a smash. How? Because I've had experience. I got really good at it. I enjoy doing it. Women enjoy getting it done to them. And then we make it happen from there. That's the same when it comes to approaching. I enjoy approaching women in person because I'm good at it. I've been doing it for years. I have experience. I've taught other people how to do it, and they're getting results from it as well. All I do is stay in my lane, guys. That's all you got to do. Stay in your lane, find your niche, find out what works for you. Although you can try these other things and they'll get you levels of results as well. If you get really good at one thing and then the next thing and then the next thing to where you're unstoppable at it, you will start to get the results that you want from women. I can guarantee it. I'll bet on it. Whatever you want to do, I promise you. But it all starts with the first letter in the alphabet, which is A, which stands for action. Because if you do nothing, nothing's going to happen, if you haven't noticed by now. So go ahead and take action now. I'm out.